Hello, this is High Templar with a new episode of my Total War Warhammer The Realm of the Wood Elves news. So this time we will be doing a live commentary of the Realm of the Wood Elves battle gameplay that was just released in the Total War Warhammer official YouTube channel. So let's just watch it. I wanted to try something different. I won't be doing screenshots. I will be doing live commentary today just to throw something, something else, something different on my channel. So let's start watching.
Hello and welcome to our first proper look at the Wood Elves in battle. Today we have an Empire army led by Volkmar the Grim attempting to invade the sacred woodlands of Athel Loren, with the forest defenders of the Wood Elves and their tree spirit allies standing in defence of the Oak of Ages.
That's a pretty high advanced army actually. Those guys would be the war dancers with spears. Those guys are Deepwood scouts. And those guys would be the Wildwood Rangers. And Tricking Treemen, and those guys are, well, this is the melee cavalry with shield variant. And then we have some Warhawk Riders, a Eagle. So this is confirmation. Eagle is single guy, a dragon, and the Glade Lord, which is we haven't actually seen the Glade Lord in the battle or anywhere really. So let's just watch it.
Now the Oak is the beating heart of Athel Loren, and it's surrounded by lush and verdant forests with elven waystones, creating a nice little avenue up to the Oak.
Wow, can you see that Oak of Ages? It's amazing. And generally the trees are amazing here, a lot better than in previous patches. Wow.
Itself as it towers over the battlefield.
Waystones, pretty cool.
While every unit in the Wood Elves roster is on show here today, this is a sort of fairly representative mix of a mid to high tier army. Leading our army is an Elven Glade Lord riding a Great Eagle, making him both highly mobile and very capable in melee,
cool.
Though he's also a powerful archer in his own right.
I haven't thought about it actually. The Glade Lord should be a decent archer. We haven't seen his stats, but I would expect him to be same level of archery as a Waystalker. Having him on the Great Eagle and being able to specialize him even further, it's pretty big because those Eagle units should be very, very fast indeed. And he should be able to do some pretty nice flying skirmishing, even to the other flying lords. So that is an option that you might consider. Obviously in the head-to-head combat, he will lose to the dragon or the griffin, but yeah, that's interesting, that's an option.
Great Eagles can also be recruited to fight solo, and they're useful as fast, punchy positional support right across.
So the Great Eagles would be similar to Manticores, Feral Manticores, and I would assume they were pretty similar. Let's see the stats. And the Warhawk Riders, 18 in large, 24 in ultra. Already talked about it in my previous video.
The battlefield. Hawk Riders are essentially flying skirmish cavalry. And of course the noble Forest Dragon. Like other Forest Spirit units, he has a 20% bonus to his physical resistance, and he deals both magical and poison attacks.
Oh right, 20% physical resistance for all the Spirit units is quite amazing, and him being also dealing some poison attacks, he might be pretty decent anti-monster unit. We'll have to test it against, your usual giants and Arachnaroks, but he might be an option.
Perched on this handy cliff edge, we have 5 units of Elven Way Watchers, the top tier of Wood Elf archers. Firing en masse, their long-range armour-piercing fire can be as devastating as any artillery. They're also accompanied by a Waystalker hero character. His hawkish precision ability augments nearby friendly archers with a further 25% armour-piercing buff, and he can fire the Arrow of Kernus.
So I would have to... So yes, those guys are no Deepwood Scouts. but the Way Watchers. And this guy should really be in the middle of those troops. I mean, the Way Stalker. In the middle of those troops to give them this buff. Now he
5% armor
don't.
piercing buff, and he can fire the Arrow of Kurnus. On the melee front, we have some War Dancers with Azrai Spears, highly skilled melee specialists with an additional defensive stance ability. Next in line are the Wildwood Rangers. They deal armor-piercing anti-large damage just like War Dancers, but they have better armor and get a bonus charge defense in forests. On to the forests.
Everything has better armor than the War Dancers. I would assume they have a normal of 40, and those longswords look pretty sweet.
Spirits and their monstrous infantry come in the form of treekin. For comparison purposes, these gnarled fellows can trade blows with Chaos Spawn, but they also have the Siege Attacker trait and enjoy the bonus physical resistance and magical attacks of all woodland spirits. They do have quite a weakness to fire, however, as do their bigger brothers, the Treemen.
Treeman looks amazing.
Out wide on the flank, we've Vanguard deployed 2 units of Wild Riders. Forest stalking, frenzied damage dealers, these stag-mounted cavalry also cause fear. They can hide in woods too, making them perfect for deep field artillery ambushes midway through a battle. Right, let's get cracking then, as our flyers move off to the left flank in an attempt to force the enemy to spread his forces out. Our Wild Riders up on the right are thundering up the flank in an effort to get into a position that plays to their strengths. All armies demand at least some level of micromanagement, as you know, but it's especially true of the Wood Elves, who are very much glass cannon in their army style. So the Way Watchers and the Way Stalker are already using their excellent range to start peppering away at incoming units. They've already pretty much wiped out a melee cav unit, and they're opening up on some flagellants in earnest, and just look at that health bar drop.
Well, those are the flagellants. Any number of units, I mean the Bretonia peasants firing on them would devastate them, even the goblins really. Oh, that looks bad.
There's lots of Hellstorm, rocket battery fire hitting our melee block here, and it looks like the Wildwood Rangers are getting hit the hardest.
Oh, that looks painful.
There's also a unit of Demigriffs ranging around looking for an entry point here, so let's shift the line across a bit. Back to the Wild Riders now, and they've taken a stealthy breather in the woods here, which has given the enemy army time to advance away from its rock.
Oh yeah, because those guys are invisible in the woods, so the AI will be stupid enough to forget about them.
Rocket batteries, and the moment has come to let them fly. Small units like this are no match for their swift, fear-inspiring punch, but it looks like Volkmar's hanging back to bolster their defences. And in they go, disrupting, damaging, and scaring the battery crews while inhibiting them from firing, of course, as well. Shouldn't take long to chew through all this lot so long as Volkmar doesn't pray them to pieces in the meantime with some Sigmarite nonsense. Hit and Run is the name of the game with the Wild Riders.
Look at that, the unit that actually attacked Volkmar is already half health. That's pretty brutal.
Once their job's done, you've got to get them out of the tar pit and barreling into something new as quick as you like. Back to our melee block now, and you can see just how much damage a few rocket volleys has done to the Rangers. Now the Demis have chosen the right target, and that's gonna hurt! So our weakened Rangers have been routed in short order, and given the mass of living wood nearby, the Demigriffs have quite rightly gone off to hunt for other targets of opportunity. And straight towards our War Dancers, as it turns out, which may not be such a wise move. While very lightly armoured, War Dancers are immune to psychology and armed with Azrai Spears. They have the anti-large trait and bonus charge defense versus large. This puts them in a prime position to both take a charge from shock cavalry like this and pay out enough damage to send them packing.
Yeah, that's the end of them.
Piecemeal follow-up by a unit of halberdiers isn't going to cause our remaining rangers too much trouble. And in go the Treekin and the Treeman. Fear, massive weapon damage, magical attacks. Let us bid these sons of Sigmar good luck and good night.
Magical attack will actually not make any difference, and putting those guys large units against halberds is just draining their health little too fast. They would be better used against other units, but that's just me. Amazing animations. Absolutely amazing. Not that they would deal much damage to those huge units.
Back over to Eagle Wing on the left flank, who've been waiting for the Way Watchers to soften everyone up, and in goes the Glade Lord against some riflemen. Now you'll see some spectacular arcing attacks in the Eagle here. It really is the most amazing mount. Artfully killing single units and disrupting multiple others with the same attacks.
I wonder how does it work, because they said in newest patch they would keep lords minimum 12 seconds on the ground. Right now there is the single clock that after each hit your lord have to stay for 3 seconds on the ground, and unless there will be no other hit he can, start flying again. But there will be second clock right now, 12-second clock if the memory serves me well, that it will not allow your lord to start again after 12 seconds no matter what. So strangely this unit seems to be immune on that. Maybe they forgot about it and will not implement it.
Combine that nimble punch with some melee specialisation in your Glade Lord's personal combat tree, and you've got a swift and deadly duo who can relocate and choose their targets at will.
Oh, that looks amazing. Alright, I'm playing those guys for animations.
Now Vokmar's clearly realised it's all falling apart now, and this looks like just the kind of opportunity we've been saving our Dragon and our Eagle for. And in goes the Glade Lord for good measure as well.
I would intercept.
It looks like the Ruckus has moved into range of the Way Watchers as well, so they're adding a dollop of AP damage to the mix. This is kind of a perfect storm. 3 monstrous units, all with magical attacks and high weapon strength, all ranged against Volkmar on his war altar. The Tree Man and Co have waded into the fray now as well, chasing usefully, if rather hopelessly, against the remainder of the Imperial handgunners, which will stop them firing at least, but now it really is just a case of running down the stragglers and mopping up. And we'll leave the final killing blows to our Forest Dragon and our Great Eagle. So, fast, mobile, brittle yet hard-hitting, and with some fearsome archery skills, the Wood Elves can be a truly formidable force in the field.
As impressive as this was, that was not very informative. I mean, there were no stats, and we didn't really learn anything else. So I guess this is it. What are my thoughts about it? Well, the Glade Lord looked pretty cool. He on the eagle, and he can get an eagle, and then I guess he can get a dragon also. This will be a very, very powerful lord indeed. And his skirmishing on the eagle will be superb. And it would seem that there is some ability to stop armies like Britannia when you have those eagles, and they seem to be capable, probably not as strong as the Pegasus Knights, but capable, and with the dragon and everything else, you should be able to mop up Britannia pretty well. Against other factions, well, it would be wait and see basically. There should be very powerful against Beastmen and against Britannia, but apart from that, we will have to see. Obviously, every faction that does have a fire magic will be a huge problem for the Wood Elves, and we will have to see how this plays out with the multiplayer. Either way, I'm very pleased with those animations. They do look amazing, and I am looking forward to play some battles by myself. And this is it. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos. I do analysis and speculation videos for the DLCs in Total War Warhammer and some mechanics for Total War series, but I also do Let's Plays for Total War series and other games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.